There we are. Hello, beautiful Libra. How are you? Wonderful to be here with you again. This is Mary Ellen from beautiful Moonrise Cottage Soul Tarot. My guys are saying the word channel. So I'm here to channel some messages for you. And there's your card. Ooh, I love it. From the beautiful journey of love. That is devotion to the small. So clearly, when we look into the reading, we're going to see that's what's going on. And I just want you to know this is the last reading I've done for the air signs for the week. And everybody in the air sign community, or the majority, I think, going through a lot of shift and change. We all are. So love yourself. From the Mystical Shaman Oracle, the Earth card. Sacred vision. Being grounded. Being willing to be stable in the place of change, because that's where we're at, all of us, all right? So just to review, I know you folks probably know this, but we came through the Scorpio new moon. We went deep, and I think we're still involved in that process. We have Mercury in retrograde. We're moving closer into the days of the conjunction of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. And there's a lot of shift and change being experienced. It's not just about the social upheaval and changes in the political structure of our world, social justice. It's about us. We are literally quantum strings of energy. We are here in a very sacred way to be the starseed that brings forward the shift and change. And so, of course, we're here with our soul circuit, the purpose of our existence. This is the theme that my guides want to speak to you about. The guardian of truth. The guardian of the sacred gateway, that's the high priestess. She has the sacred mother behind her. And so that's where you're standing. That's the experiences that you're having are coming out of the deep sacred circuit of knowledge within the temple, so to speak. So for you, beautiful Libra, we are talking about some kind of balance coming forward in love. We're talking about potentially two things, a general reading, okay? So this is about soulmates. That's the Two of Cups. Art, the art of loving, the way in which you join your energies together to bring change and perspective and healing to each other. And there's the full moon that we just had in Taurus. So there's a lot of cycling going on, and we see it through the reading. This could be, of course, about your love life. This could be about your job, something going on in your family, somebody with whom you are deeply connected. Standing together at the temple, right? At the gateway of the sacred temple. Questions, experiences, balance, many perspectives. That's what the tower indicates. The energy coming through the moon cycle. Perfect. I love it. So that cycle, for some of you, has something to do with change. The combative battle, the Five of Swords. This mystical deck talks about a spell that these warriors were under. They had to fight to the death every day, and then at night tend to one of the other's wounds. Those wounds trickled down into the stream of life. They didn't want to be doing it, but they were locked in battle, and they were attempting to find a way to rid themselves of this challenge. So in the traditional tarot, we see someone standing with the swords, and people are walking away from them. They don't want to be in this conflict. So whatever the conflict is that you're in that has to do with a deep bond with somebody else, you're standing in a very sacred place now because of the energy of the portal, the 1111 portal, and all the things that are at play in the universe. Something is coming into balance because that's the Justice card. It is the sacred goddess Elena, the balancer of harmony, and she's been split open and resewn right along the sacred meridian. And some great healing and shift and change and balance has come to her. Let's see, it's always backwards in the camera. See that? Very interesting. It's actually, this is right. So take heart if you're in a conflict. It is coming to resolution, and the way it's coming to resolution is by shift and change within yourself. All right? Because you don't want to be in this conflict. The people who are in it with you, we see them walking away and saying it's not worth it to me. So shift and change is coming. I love that. And it's coming in the direction of balance and harmony because you're on a new road. We all are. This has been a teaching to you. It's been a lesson. Destiny is turning. And we see the dialogue of knowledge. 2 of Pentacles coming into balance, being on a new wisdom road. The seas underneath your feet coming into quiet waters. Interesting that my guides are choosing these 2 cards, isn't it? When it comes to whatever the conflicts are, either internally, and as we know, many times when we're in internal conflict, it causes our relationships to suffer. So all of this energy comes forward. You're going to get some inspiration. Destiny is turning. You're stepping onto a new road. And it is the road of developing into a wisdom holder with some sacred assistance. Look at that. That is the challenger of truth. Look at that. That indicates the soul encountering and releasing its fears one by one while sitting upon the earth. It's the sacred earth god, Cernunnos, from the days of the Celtic traditions and the Druids. Fascinating. Holding earth energy in one hand, that piece of jewelry, and the snake in the other. Releasing, shedding that which no longer serves. So I just did Gemini and Aquarius, and the tower came up. So there's a similar thing going on among all the air signs. It's about rebalancing in all the ways my guides have been talking about, releasing your fears to end this cycle, a change coming forward and a rebalancing. It's a beautiful story. And so that's the energy that activates the shift and change. My guides call it the bridge card. Look. Judgment of battle, 4 swords. That moment when you come to rest after some great effort and you lie in repose in the spirit realm and you just digest what happened. This young man won a battle against a sacred hound that was omnipotent, my guides are saying. He was able to slay whatever was troubling, causing trouble in his life. It was a shocking moment, but he did it. And then he went deep into meditation and repose in order to review the battle, bring some understanding to himself about what had occurred and how he won. So this is a story about a young man who wanted to be betrothed to the princess, and he was given a task, a journey, so to speak. He had to go into the forest and do battle with a very dangerous animal, a deadly beast, my guides are saying. Okay, so it's a wild boar in this picture. And it was difficult. Look at the leaves fluttering around. A lot of challenge. He was successful because he was able to use his knowledge. So again, we're seeing, while you do this review of whatever it is that's going on in your life, you're going to come to some understanding of what the factors were of your success and what it is you ultimately really wanted that was enveloped inside the conflict in a place where you really couldn't reach it and you couldn't end it until you yourself come into balance, and the wisdom that comes with balance allows you to release your fears and go through this sacred review on a soul level. And look at this, it's so fabulous. Oh, beautiful Libra, look, the queen of knowledge, the sacred grandmother who sits suspended in the universe, weaving together the strings of destiny, of her lineage, the tapestry that my guides talk about all the time. That is the Queen of Pentacles. So you're coming into knowledge and wisdom and the ability to create the life that you want. And it is in alignment when you become grounded and you look at the small, fine details of what may be challenging you in your life, and very possibly with a soulmate. Take it to the temple. Stand in front of the high priestess. Ask for assistance in order to turn destiny and bring forward the weaving together of these 2 souls, and you with you, of course. That's a prophecy card in this deck. It's the revelation of artists, the 9 of Cups. You're going to come into some great balance with yourself, and you're going to be stable and abundant with your love energy, which is the thing I think that needs to change. For some of you, it's a general reading, right? So this figure, able to pour her love energy and share with others, she's awakened. She's very stable in her love energy. She has a lot of abundance. See the water element there? beautiful crusted barrel of water. She's a seer. She was able to name the lineage of the kings that were coming forward. And so we have this idea here of the sacred grandmother weaving together the strings of her lineage. It's a powerful moment. So, Libra, you're an expert at coming into balance and bringing harmony. Go straight into your inner knowing, your wisdom, all of your ability when it comes to change and conflict to go deep inside and bring forward the balance that you really want. And with this energy representing yourself, I believe for most of you, it's about the two halves of you, the yin and yang, the male and female. Very clearly, it's about a love interest, possibly a soulmate. All right. So let's take a look at that person from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, the owl. Ooh, mystical deep, beautiful deep. The wisdom of owl medicine, able to see through the dark. So you have someone who can join you in this process. You know, the owl in Greek mythology sits on the shoulder of Athena, the warrior and love goddess, and whispers into her ear the sacred wisdom. So it's interesting that that is there while you stand at the Temple of Solomon. Ooh, it's giving me a chill. I love it. Okay, so that's the intention and the power, so to speak, of your lover. And what they're doing in this way is they're just riding the cosmic wave of these moments. It's intense for them. They are in an ecstatic state, and they're bonding with the mind of the universe, of the sacred. And they're just riding the wave of this energy. It's literally carrying them away, but you see how they're just sort of bending with it and just saying, okay, universe, let's go. I'm here. Give it to me. All this wisdom. I'm willing to ride the wave into whatever the destiny is. So that's amazing when we see this kind of thing coming out here. Definitely some conflict, some challenge, some releasing, some fears, things like that. But your person, there's two ways my guides are talking about this. The Emperor, stable enough to be able to ride the wave, confident enough to be able to ride the wave, dedicated to the notion of needing to ride the wave because they know what they want with you is this kind of stability. They're willing to ride this wave of your energy to reach their goal, which is this. The other thing that's possible, given the way these cards are coming out, is that this Emperor, very stable, in command, sometimes rigid, sometimes haughty, sometimes controlling. Maybe they've been knocked off their foundation a little bit, and they are learning about riding the wave. Because in order to be in a solid love relationship, you can't have one half of the equation being rigid and closed and controlling, can you? So perhaps that's the conflict that's going on. It's fascinating, and if that's true, I love it. It's fantastic to have this kind of shift and change and to love each other enough to challenge each other and do the work, Eight of Pentacles, that this love requires. And it is requiring some work. All love stories do, but there's a lot of tenderness here inside the heart of this Emperor. They may acknowledge you as a soulmate, okay? There's something definitely going on for some of you. There's somebody standing there who's really working hard to skill up and reach a new foundation in terms of their efforts and abilities to love in a stable, bonded way with tenderness rather than rigidness and control. And if you are with someone who's in that Emperor energy, this is their challenge, isn't it? Often. I'm an Aries rising. I know all about this. It is a challenge, and it does bring a lot of growth and a lot of tenderness and a lot of sacred joining if you're able and willing to do the work with your stubborn self. So to all the cross watchers out there, my guides are saying, take heart and take heed, because there's temperance that needs to happen within yourself. To see how this temperance card is in the line with the Emperor? You have to come to balance, and that's what you have to work on very clearly. That's the wave you're riding. If you want this love, that's how you have, that's your job, okay? Bring yourself into balance. Work really hard, get some therapy, get some counseling, let go of your suppositions, etc., 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 that may be causing this. Might be. Don't know which side of the equation it's coming from. Might be coming from both of you. Might be that you're frightened of love because of past experiences. So there we have the beautiful world card. So the intention and the outcome, if the Emperor does the work, is yes, the world changes. They get the Ten of Cups based on this beautiful soulmate connection, the nostalgia, the sweetness, the innocence of love does change the world. And happily, your Emperor, cross watcher, you're going to move forward. You are still going to be feeling the need for protection, but you're moving from these choppy waters into the smooth sailing, bringing forward your sacred feminine and the child, the impetus. No, pardon me, that's the wrong word. Hang on, spirit. The impulse toward creating something new. And fascinating to me that it is the male energy that is moving the sacred feminine forward into a place of stability and acceptance within themselves. That's huge. Think about that notion. It's huge for somebody who sits this way in their life. So support your lover. Libra, help them come to balance. Support their efforts. You can't control them either, but you can love their shift and change. You can love their struggle. You can tell them you love in the struggle. You see the struggle, and good for you, because you're strong enough to do what you need to do, and I honor you for that. It's not always easy in love, is it? We all have to go through our shift and change. So this person's working on temperance, and they want to move themselves forward. And my guys were just saying there, you're going to be talking with them, helping them come to clarity, because this Page of Swords is looking right in to this movement. So we're talking about the way in which they move forward, the way they communicate with themselves about it, and perhaps the way you communicate with yourself and with your significant other in these moments. Beautiful, moving forward into a new cycle, new clarity, new intentions coming forward, and they look into each other. It's pure magic. There's the outcome card. 10 of Pentacles. So this Emperor is intent on reaching their goal when it comes to this relationship. I believe they're going to do it because they have released themselves. They are in the process of releasing whatever. So, okay, my guys are saying whatever negative aspects exist, because they got the sacred owl sitting on their shoulder chanting messages of wisdom. So it's an interesting pairing, the self with this individual, because they're strong enough to take the journey and bring forward self-change, which causes them to change the throne on which they're sitting and to release control. It's interesting, isn't it? It sounds like a paradox. Like, to be in control, you got to release control and you got to go with the flow. So I think if you're with someone and you're having some challenges, this is where I think this is part of how you resolve it or initiate it. Come on, baby, let's bring balance. Start a new cycle. Let's release our fears, whatever they are. I'm here with you. Let's do it. We can balance together. We can bring forward this shift and change and get the dream if we're willing to do the work. So you are going to have to pay attention to the small details and be very balanced in order to bring this very positive cycle forward and create, it's funny, my guides are saying, and cause the Emperor to be safe enough to join you. Fascinating, isn't it? So the fears of the Emperor coming forward in this beautiful cycle of shift and change. So gang, that's it for this week. It's a powerful week because of all the energies. We're really moving close, and we see the effects of the planetary changes in our own lives. This is part of it for some of you in this week. So have a wonderful week. If you are available and interested in joining the healing retreat that's coming on the next new moon in Sagittarius, it's going to be on the 29th, the day after Thanksgiving. We're going to gather a group and we're going to go deep for a couple days. So click the eye in the sky that you see popping up there. It'll take you to my website. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right. And I'll look forward to seeing you. All the links for me are below. If you want to schedule a reading, just click on any of the links. So gang, thanks so much for being here. I'll look forward to speaking with you again next week. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the energy. It's really fruitful and profound in these days.